Sunburn and a happy Friday. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to pass a message of condolences to all families that have lost lives in the floods that have been happening in Eastern Cape. I'm happy that the government did go to Eastern Cape today, even though I was expecting that they declare a state of disaster regarding what is going on in the Eastern Cape. But you know how our president, when it comes to such issues, even in KZN, these things have been happening and they've not declared them as a state of disaster. Hopefully, members of parliament, because I trust the EFF, to raise this thing that whenever there is like climate change, like floods that happen in snow, that happen in provinces, they declare a state of disaster, national disaster, and they gazette that and have some laws around what the government can do with regards to assisting these communities. Visiting is not enough. They have to assist these communities
so that we can comfort you. Eyona into esizawuyenza njengohulumeni sizawenza sure ukuthi uncedo lube khona. Asifuni ukuthi nihlale apha kule ndawo ixesha elide njengoba uPremier eshilo. Kuzawenza i-assessment yokubona ukuthi ningancedwa kanjani masinyane kulezi indlu zenu, and futhi nobomi benu. Abanye benu nilahlekelwe izinto ezininzi, izinto zasendlini. Abanye benu nilahlekelwe futhi nezinkomo zenu nomagusha wenu and so forth. Bivanjalo. So sizawubona ke ukuthi nincedwa kanjani.
And also wanted to say solidarity to the Iran after they've been attacked by Israel. There's like nuclear issues there. I think we'll have a proper video next time where we explain the history. But to those who don't know, Israel attacked Iran, and Donald Trump did comment on that, and this is what he had to say.
Clear.
Mr. President, how imminent is an Israeli strike on Iran?
Well, I don't want to say imminent, but it looks like it's something that could very well happen. Look, it's very simple, not complicated. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Other than that, I want them to be successful. I want them to be tremendous. We'll help them be successful. We'll trade with them. We'll do whatever is necessary. I stopped a war between India and Pakistan. And I stopped it with trade. I don't think I've ever seen a story written about it, but it was pretty cool. They were getting ready. Pakistan was their turn to hit, and eventually they're going to go nuclear. And I stopped it. I called each. I respect each leader greatly. I know them. And I spoke to them.
You guys remember the case that was brought, actually the issue that was brought by the EFF to Parliament regarding data. So they did summon Telkom, Vodacom, MTN, Cell C to Parliament to account with regards to these things before the committee can decide the issue of data not expiring even after you've not even used it and exhaust it in full, especially in the state South Africa, the way we are in South Africa.
And before this sitting, we've done some outreach to the public for them to submit to us outside of the question of data expiry and airtime expiry and data costs. What particular challenges do they face with mobile network operators? Because we don't speak for ourselves here. I mean, as members of parliament, I can give you a basic example. We operate with cell phones provided by parliament, so we don't necessarily buy data with the frequency that the ordinary South African will. So those challenges are something we must also reach out to ordinary society to advise us as to what would they want. And I'd like to thank all of those who reached out to us. And I think most members of the committee will speak to the issues that confront broader society. So as the EFF, we have an understanding of connectivity and data access to airtime as something that is a basic human right. So access to information for us, we conceptualize it as something that's a basic human right. You can't survive in South African society without having access to data or connectivity.
Our position is that South Africa's regulatory framework, or rather South Africa's regulatory environment, always needs to strike a careful balance. On the one hand, it must protect the integrity of those laws aimed at encouraging digital inclusivity and ensuring equitable participation in the telecom sector. On the other, it must be agile enough to accommodate new technologies that can fast-track national development goals. In our view, investors, both domestic and foreign, value one thing above all, and that is predictability. When policy shifts are sudden, fragmented or perceived to be tailored to individual entities, they raise questions around integrity, the integrity of the regulatory environment.
A very dramatic drop, especially post the spectrum allocation, where 1 gigabyte of data at a retail rate was in 2021 was 85 Rand. Today you can buy 5 gigabytes for 99 Rand.
So yeah, Angazi, do you guys have something to say in the comment section with regards to the floods or with regards to the issue of the data and airtime and also the issue of Iran? Nonetheless, guys, I'll see you in my next upload. Bye.